Who do we have here?
Okay, I was not prepared for this.
All right, I was not prepared for this. What did you play today?
I played
This is
Masked
Nathan.
for Hires.
Okay.
So this is fine and works well because there are no hand traps in this format because we're playing really budget. If you want
$30 and under.
If you want to play this deck, actually, I'd recommend some of the cards that I have in my side deck. So we're going to start off with 3 Beat Bladesman for Hire. He's really good because when you special summon another monster for hire, you get to add 1 from the deck to the hand. He's your searcher. Next, we're going to have 2 Philo. When a for hire special summoned, you're going to be able to pull 1 from the grave, special summon it to the field. It's good for continuing extending. And it works really well with Helmer. When a for hire monster is special summoned, you can discard a for hire card and draw a card.
And they all got the sauce where they special summon each other from the hand.
Absolutely. Continuing on, we got Triple Seal, Strategist for Hire, who adds monsters from the grave to hand when a for hire special summoned instead of taking it to the field. Then we've got our Destruction lineup. We have 3 Donpa and 2 Recon. Donpa will pop a face-up card, Recon will pop a set card. These are your way of removing a lot of cards. Going into the big guys, Sagita's interesting because it will burn your opponent for 500 for each for hire you control, except for him.
I felt
with
the burn.
different names.
Oh, yeah.
Get burned. It also protects all of the other for hires from getting targeted. Pretty useful. Wiz, instead of the burn effect, you will gain life points, and once per turn, you're able to discard a for hire card to negate a spell or trap activation.
How'd that come in handy today? Especially versing against me.
Hey, it worked. We got Rafal, who he's one of the big bosses of this deck.
He's scary. He has a big booty.
When you summon him, you can look at the top cards of your deck equal to the number of for hires with different names you have on the field, except for him. Add 1 of those cards to hand, shuffle the rest into the deck. It's great for digging for cards. Also, you're able to discard a for hire card to negate 1 monster effect activation per turn, which is pretty good. Going on, we have our Brilliant Engine. We have 3 Orphis Scorpio. I run 2 Darlingtonia Cobra and 2 Garnet because this deck has a lot of discard outlets. So you're not really hurting yourself too much by playing 2 of each of them. Of course, we have the Brilliant Fusion with it.
It's pretty clever because whenever your normal summon gets hit, you have another backup for another normal summon off the Brilliant Fusion engine.
Yeah. We've got Mayhem for Hire. Special summons a for hire from grave in defense position. It's a quick card, so I'm blanking on the word here, but you can use this during your opponent's turn, which is useful. Got Double Mind Control for going into Fulgo.
That is a good card.
We'll discuss that a little bit later. Rhoda is for searching Beat. It's the only target in the deck, and it's the only target you'd want to search it with. You play a lot of different levels, so Reasoning's pretty good. 1 for 1 is a free Philo on board, which helps extend. I play a Hornet Drones, just getting more fodder on field for your Link summons. Then I play 2 Mask Change 2. This deck has a lot of different types, so you're able to go into a lot of the different mask tiers, which helps a lot. It won me a couple games today. I also run Double Red Reboot because I don't like traps, and that is the main deck. So going on to our extra deck, I run Triple Fulgo. When he's summoned, you're able to special summon a for hire from deck, but that's not necessarily the important part. The better part of his effect is that when a card on your opponent's side of the field is destroyed, you can draw a card. If you have 2 or more other for hires with different names on board, you can draw an additional 2 for drawing 3 cards. It really helps for plussing. Wee Witch's Apprentice doesn't come up much. It comes up occasionally when you have your Predaplants out. Link Spider, if you draw into both Garnets, you can normal a Garnet, Link Spider, special the second Garnet, getting some fodder on board. I have Kagari and Hayate for the Hornet Drones. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Got a Borreload in the deck if I really need an out. That's what I'm going to go for. Seraphonite's our Brilliant Fusion target for the normal summons. And then for Masked Heroes, I run a Darklaw, an Anki, Acid, and Blast. Because I have a lot of wind, dark, and water targets.
Damn, you fit Acid into the deck with
Absolutely.
The prices.
And these guys give a little bit more toolbox utility to the deck. They help answer a lot of the questions that for hires typically can't. I run one Ronin Raccoon Sandaiyu because it's great getting those tokens out there, those big tokens, and swinging.
The spice.
And then I've got a Gram Pulse for taking care of back row. I hardly ever go into this, but if you need to, this is a viable card. So going on to the side deck here, a couple of the bigger for hires. I've got one copy of Dyna and one for Wiz. Those are just because the ratios kind of change depending on what you're playing against. I have one Vishuddha, and that goes with a Monk of the Tenyi. If similar to Hornet Drones, if you're opening with this, you can summon it for free. Get the link. You can banish that to bounce something. There's a decent bit of utility to it. I run 3 Kaijus, 2 Dogoran, and 1 Gardala. They're Kaijus. I don't need to explain these too much. If you're actually playing this in a format where people will have hand traps, triple Monster Gate, typically a lot of those extra special summons and searches get negated, so this is a good way to continue to dig.
Why don't you main deck it?
In this, it wasn't necessary, not for this tournament. If I was playing at a more competitive level, absolutely I'd put it in the main deck, as well as Called by the Grave. Hand traps really kill this deck, so these cards are going to be great for if you're actually playing this deck.
I guess you kept it in the side because you knew nobody would be playing hand traps with the budget.
It was mostly an in-case scenario.
Okay.
I played 1 Terabyte just for jokes because I had some extra space for it. And then because of the Kagari and Hayate, it set me up for using either Win or Hida if I needed to steal something.
Okay,
that didn't
clutch.
come up today, but it's a little bit of utility. Again, this deck was put together all under $30. It still is,
Which is
all under
pretty
$30,
damn impressive, yeah.
Which is pretty nice. That's all I got.
Rock on, man. Do you have any shout outs?
Nah.
Cool.